Romshinators, it is so good to be back talking with you once again. I know that many of you who listen to this are musicians, so today, instead of telling some sort of funny story from my life or going on a rant about something, I'm going to give more practical advice, or I'm going to talk about something that's going to more directly help somebody. Not because I am some wise individual capable of helping all the world's needy, but because I am in fact an expert on this subject. And if you so choose, this could be the last video you watch on this subject. If you truly listen to what I'm saying, take it in. And trust me. If you would just trust, open up your heart to trust and trust what I'm saying. The topic of this video is how to pick your first guitar. Now, I may or may not work in a music store. This may or may not be what I do for a living. Helping people pick their first guitar, their second guitar. Families coming up to me saying, hey, my son wants to learn guitar, can you show him what the best options are? And you take them and you show them a Squier Stratocaster and an Epiphone Les Paul that are about $300, and you explain the differences between the pickups and etc. In my opinion, none of that actually matters. I didn't know any of that when I started playing guitar. I never had anybody explain that to me at the store. I didn't even know what a pickup was. I didn't know what a humbucker was. And I was already pretty fucking good at the guitar. Didn't know about strap locks, signal flow, tip ring sleeve cables, none of that shit. Because it's not about the guitar, it's about the player. It's about getting lost in the love of music. It's about being inspired, expressing yourself, being who you truly are, finding your thing. And I find so many people get wrapped up in the individual instruments. They go online and they read this and they read that, and they think they have to know 1,000 things before they make a decision. The decision's been made for you, okay? So many things in life are like that. I didn't invent a button-up shirt. I know it looks good. I know I look hot. I didn't invent a layered, curly haircut. I didn't invent these hot fucking sunglasses I'm always wearing. That was all laid out for me. This is the way I present myself. Same thing with the guitar. Just pick one. Any guitar will work. If it was good enough for Jimi Hendrix, it'll be good enough to you. Speaking of which, Jimi Hendrix, world's greatest guitar player, everybody loves him so much, played an upside-down guitar, strung backwards. And that leads into what we're about to talk about. Is that you will know you're truly an artist when you find that old shitty guitar in your basement that hasn't been touched in 2 generations. You take it upstairs to your room and you write a whole fucking album on that thing of shit-ass songs that suck before you can even tune the damn thing. That's how you know. That's how you know you're the guy that needs to go to the guitar store. You see, there's a book that I read a long time ago. It's called Autobiography of a Yogi. This book is full of supernatural tales of yogis. You can choose to believe that or not. I personally do. I know that we all possess supernatural powers, the likes of which we can never imagine, that we're all godlike entities. That if we could just use the full potential of our spiritual form, we could transcend time and space. But that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is a story, and I'm going to paraphrase it. This is a story that was in this book. nestled in the Himalayan mountains, is an ashram. Within this ashram are 2 eager students who want to reach enlightenment, and 1 enlightened master who is teaching these students every day. And in the first week of these students arriving, the master teaches them a simple meditation exercise to help them increase their state of bliss. You know, he says, this is a basic one. You just breathe in the white light energy from the sun. It comes into your body, it purifies you, heals you of all ailments, and you breathe out red smoke or black smoke, which symbolizes any illness, negativity, negative thoughts. And you repeat this process over and over again. And I want you to do that in here for a week, non-stop. So both students, they sit down and they begin this meditation practice. And at the end of the week, the master comes back and he has a one-on-one with each student. The first student says to the master, "Master, I've mastered this technique of white light meditation. I've healed all my ailments. I'm truly ready for the next step. I was ready after the first day. I really feel like I could even have the next 2 steps, Master." And the enlightened yogi says, "Okay, very good." And he turns to the next student to see how his week went. And the second student is so enraptured in bliss and so lost in his meditation that he can't even hear what the instructor is saying. He's floating out in the cosmic sea. He is drunk on the purity of the universe. And the yogi says, this student is ready for the next exercise. Not the one who's all frustrated, thinks he's ready for the next 2 exercises, but the one who is so in love with what he's doing and so lost in the bliss and joy of what he's doing that he doesn't even care. And I feel the same way about guitars, music equipment. Just pick a guitar. Find the guitar in your basement. See if one of your friends has a guitar laying around the house that they're not using. Get that thing home and play the fucking shit out of it until you can't stand it anymore. Write a whole album on it. Figure out everything on the shittiest guitar you can find. And if you do have to go to a store and buy a guitar, there's only 3 things you need to worry about. 1, do you like the way it looks? If you don't like the way it looks, you won't play it. So you have to like the way your guitar looks. Number 2, do you like the way it feels? Even if you don't play guitar that much, or you're a complete beginner, you still have to sit down with the guitar and feel it and see if you like the way it feels. And number 3, can you afford it? That's the third question. Can you afford it? So if you check all those 3 boxes, go ahead and get yourself the guitar, take it home, and just fall in love with playing it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Everything I've just outlined, that's it. That's all you need to worry about if you are a beginner guitar player looking to get their first guitar. I've just solved it. That's it. I should have probably said that at the beginning of the video, but I'm not really good at YouTube yet. Then you wouldn't have heard my great Yogi story, you know. Like I started on my mom's old acoustic guitar. It was terrible to play. Then I moved on to like a Squier Strat, and I played that for like 6 years. And then I got another Strat that was like a Fender, sold that, got a Squier Jaguar. I've been playing that ever since. Been playing for 20 years. Made albums, been in bands. I'm no big shot. I never claimed to be no big shot, but still, I'm good at it. That's it. You know how long a guitar lasts? It lasts you your whole damn life if you take care of it. But unless you're the type of person who can take that shitty guitar from the basement and just fall in love with that, you're chasing something that isn't even there because you don't have that spark, you know? And I'm not saying that if the guitar doesn't make that spark, you're not a musician. Maybe something like this is more your alley. Maybe you're more into music composition. Maybe you're a trombone player. You know what my one thing is that I'll say just in the end of this video? Is that if you really want to like jumpstart some sort of music career, in my opinion, like if you want to be playing gigs all over the place, you want to be well liked and well in need in your community, play anything but the guitar. The guitar is the most exhausted, explored musical instrument that you could ever fucking imagine. It's insane. Anything else, go and find yourself a clarinet. Learn to play the Chapman stick. Learn to play the Chapman stick extremely well and go to any major city. Your shit will be booked up from day one. Everyone will be your best friend. They'll be like, did you hear there's a Chapman stick guy in town? He's a bit of an asshole, but he will play Chapman stick at your show for $300. Your schedule is going to be full. You'll never have to work again. Be the Chapman stick guy. If you don't know what a Chapman stick is, don't look it up. Okay, just trust what I'm saying. Chapman stick, clarinet, flugelhorn, anything random. Anything where you have to Google what it is. Those are the types of instruments you should be learning if you want to jumpstart a career. All these instruments, all these pedals, all these gadgets, they're all just tools. You have to remember that. Always remember that. Because the thing is, these companies that make these instruments and these gadgets, they want you to think that these things are an end in themselves, so that you'll buy more of them. Oh, I need this guitar, I need that guitar, I need more pedals. Who am I to say, look, I have a whole pedal board. This isn't even all the pedals I have. I have a whole other board. And other stuff too. I've got it all. I've got so much shit. But these companies that make these pedals, they want you to think that these pedals are an end to themselves. Well, let me tell you this, romshinators. Every pedal, every instrument, they are a tool. They are a paintbrush that you dip inside of your brain and paint a beautiful picture from your imagination and show to the world so you can truly express yourself, so you can truly be yourself. Because that's what it is. That's what we want. If you watch a concert DVD, if you watch a YouTube video of your favorite artist and you get all inspired, you were getting inspired by one of two things, okay? You're either getting inspired by the fact that this person seems to be truly expressing themselves and levitating above the modern, the modern life. They are truly themselves, they are floating, they are flying, they are free. You're witnessing them transcend, and you think that's amazing, and you want to know what that's like. Or number two, you just think it's cool that they're famous and they have this audience and you want to be adored. Stick to number one, by the way, because number one is attainable to any righteous human being with a soul who can breathe on this earth and express themselves. That first goal is always attainable. The second goal, you may have to sell your soul to Satan and sacrifice an animal at the altar of Baphomet. Just speaking the truth. Just speaking the truth. Choose to believe me or not. I am an expert, though. You don't know who I am. You just stumbled on this video. If you're still watching, you should trust everything I say. I wouldn't lie. Because that's the pipeline. You start with the guitar in your mom's basement, you bring it upstairs, you play it, you write an album on it that really sucks, you show it to your friends, you guys start a little band, you start playing together, and then in about 5 or 6 years, you'll be at a show, you'll be playing at a small bar, and a man in a cloak will approach you. You'll approach him, actually. He's going to be waiting at the back of the bar, like a glimmering penny in a well, at the bottom of a well. He'll be at the back of the bar, his monocle shining in the bar lights. And you will go introduce yourself and he will lay out a Ouija board in front of you and ask you to place your hands on it. This has all happened to me and everybody I know. We've all gone through this exact same scenario. He says, place your hands on the Ouija board and speak to Satan. And your hands will go on the Ouija board, and then through that, Satan will ask you, do you want to be rich? Do you want to be famous? And that's when you get to decide. But that's for another video. If you ever want to get to that point in your music career, you're going to want to find that old guitar in the basement. And once you've tired that out, you're going to find a guitar that you like the way it looks, you like the way it feels, and you can afford it. That's it. Why don't I say sounds? Let's go to that. The reason that I don't include like the way it sounds is because there is so many pedals, so many amplifiers, so many factors that go into how an electric guitar actually sounds, that no matter what guitar you get, you can probably achieve a sound pretty close to what you want, if not the exact sound. Okay? Because the interesting thing about an electric guitar is it doesn't actually work on its own. An electric guitar sounds like almost nothing when played by itself. That's why it's called an electric guitar. You need gadgets, you need gear. It needs to be coupled with an amplifier and some effects pedals. That means that the most important thing when it comes to your electric guitar is how the neck feels and whether you like the way it looks and whether you can afford it. That's it. And all these companies want to convince you otherwise. Oh, the wood makes it sound like this. Oh, it's more resonant. Oh, John Mayer, if you want to get that John Mayer sound, you're going to have to get the $5,000 guitar. It's all bullshit. As we touched on earlier, Jimi Hendrix, one of the greatest guitar players known to man, played a Stratocaster strung upside down because he was left-handed. An upside down guitar. And the guy wasn't even in tune for all of his greatest performances. Wasn't even in tune. So playing a guitar upside down, not even in tune, greatest guitar player of all time. You do the math. You figure it out, okay? It's not about what guitar you get, it's about your mind. It's about using that guitar as a tool to paint pictures with your mind so you can elevate your consciousness, so you can express yourself, so you can have fun with your friends, so you can get around a campfire and sing songs and feel together as people have been doing for millions and millions of years. Just don't let them get into your head about finding the perfect guitar. scrape a couple $100 together, get yourself a guitar, take good care of it, and just make your music, damn it. It's a journey, it's an adventure. And it's one that only you can take. So when it comes to picking your first guitar, I want you to remember what I said here today. That it's not an end in itself, it's a tool for using your imagination to overcome the boredom of modern life so that you can actualize your full potential, express yourself, have fun with your friends, strengthen your community, form bonds, and rock the fuck out. And you might only ever need to buy 1 or 2 guitars in your whole entire life to do that, okay? Don't let them trick you. It's all this marketing shit. Make sure you like the way it looks, you like the way it feels, and you can't afford it. Thank you for listening, Romshinators. I really appreciate it. I know these videos are kind of random. The thing is, oh yeah, and I do want to mention that we have a green screen now. So many of you have reached out to me saying that we should have a green screen element. I tried several ways. I tried having it all around me. I tried having it over here. This seems to be the best spot. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to work. So shout out to, I mean, there's only like 5 or 6 of you watching this. So I feel like almost every person has recommended I get some sort of green screen. So hopefully this is cool, and hopefully you like this. Anyways, Romshinators, thanks for watching.